Welcome to the Hyper Growth Zone podcast. This is your go-to resource for personal growth, mastering communication, and influencing and persuasion techniques that will help you unleash the full potential of yourself and others. Here is your host, Alex Morgan.
What if I told you that your most powerful confidence doesn't come from anything external? It's already within you. It's waiting to be activated. So on this episode, we're talking about planting a hypnotic seed of confidence. So I'm going to share some powerful mental techniques, kind of backed by hypnosis principles, to help you build a level of confidence beyond anything you've dreamed of and imagined. My name's Alex Morgan, and I'm a master trainer of hypnosis and NLP. So let's start to consider that confidence isn't something that you're born with. You can create it. You can train and program your mind when you have a hypnotic seed of confidence to achieve as much confidence as you want. And when you achieve as much confidence as you want, you can achieve anything and everything you want. You can bring all the things that you want in your mind into your reality. You can bring all the experiences that you have in your mind into your reality. You can bring all the relationships, the health that you have in your mind into your reality. The personal growth, the spirituality, whatever it is. So have an open mind, stay curious, and have a willingness to experiment. Also, along with this, actually, yesterday I created a hypnosis audio that talks about a lot of these techniques, a 30-minute audio to boost your confidence. So you want to have something to go along with this to boost your confidence. You can go ahead and listen to that audio. That will be in the description of the episode. So one way to plant this hypnotic seed of confidence is to start with who you are, not just what you want to do. So this is building a new identity of confidence. And one of the things that I actually mentioned in the hypnosis audio, it's a really good suggestion that you are the kind of person who rises with certainty and rises with confidence in any situation. So imagine that. Consider that. What if you had this suggestion in your mind at all times? What would that get for you? And what would that allow you to do? So what if you wake up and you knew with certainty you could do anything that you wanted? What if when you went to sleep, you knew that you could do anything with certainty? And then, while you're sleeping, you're building on this certainty. So you're building who you are now and turning that into someone that has their confidence boosted easily and effortlessly. So the second way you can do this, it's actually really easy. All of these ways that I go in now are really easy. And like I said, there's a hypnosis audio that goes through a lot of these techniques. So if you've been curious about hypnosis, like I said, as long as you have an open mind, it's going to help you create change. So you can future pace, you can visualize yourself in the future. This means that you see your success so clearly that your mind thinks it already happened. And the wonderful thing is the mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and imagined. So as you're imagining yourself tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, with total confidence, your mind is thinking right now that you have total confidence. It's not waiting. When you tell your mind that you have confidence right now, as long as your mind believes that, your mind's going to put this into action. So future pacing, this is really, really easy to do. You can just sit down and imagine you Have a visualization on the wall in front of you, for example. See yourself a week from now with total confidence. Tomorrow with total confidence. A month from now. A year from now. However many months from now. Seeing yourself confidently doing things with certainty. So you can combine these things. Now that you have that hypnotic seed, that suggestion, that you're the kind of person that does things with certainty, and you're visualizing this yourself in the future. Your mind thinks it's real, even if you're imagining it, and that means you have confidence right now. The third way, another way to create total confidence, is you can do that with remembering a time in the past that you were totally confident. This is really, really easy too. All you have to do is drop down into your body, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and really feel the feelings of being totally confident in the past, looking through your own eyes. And notice what you see, hear, and feel as you do that. And once you start to feel that, you can press your index finger and your thumb together to make the okay sign. So that anchors that confident state. So anytime in the future that you want to create confidence, all you have to do is press those fingers together and you'll feel that confidence. It's right there. That's another hypnotic seed right there in your fingertips that you can access confidence. I would suggest to do this a few times, 3, 4, 5 times that you felt confidence in the past, and keep anchoring that. So it's almost like you have this new program in your mind because of this seed that you have in your mind of total confidence. So that's another easy way to create total confidence. And I'm sure that you want to create confidence because if you're listening, you seem like the person who wants to create total confidence. Now, the wonderful thing about this, we're talking about confidence here, planting a hypnotic seed of confidence. So it grows and grows. However, if you think about it, you can create any feeling that you want. It doesn't just have to be confidence. It can be curiosity. It can be excitement, joy, happiness, peace, relaxation, totally in control, energy, motivation, anything that you want. So you can imagine any of these techniques, using it for anything that you want. That's a wonderful thing about hypnosis, is you can use a lot of the same tools, the same strategies, and the same thinking to program any suggestion. And that suggestion leads to thoughts, and those thoughts lead to the emotion. Imagine that, confidence, or whatever else you want. And then that changes your focus, and in turn, that creates your whole new reality. So just think about that as you're listening to this. You can use these techniques, this way of thinking, to create anything that you want. So a lot of people who struggle with confidence, they also have to reframe their inner dialogue. So a lot of times they're talking about limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. I can't make enough money. I don't feel loved, whatever it is. So you have to learn to change your inner dialogue as well. And you can do that with the first one, planting that hypnotic seed, that suggestion that you can do anything with certainty. And if that suggestion doesn't resonate with you fully, think of another suggestion. The idea with suggestions, and especially learnings with hypnosis, or any time that you're programming your mind, you want them to be positive. Say it the way you want it. Say it so you can focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. So say it the way you want it so you can focus on what you want. So they need to be positive. They're about you. So a lot of times that means you can use the words I am or I have, and they're future-based. So I'm the kind of person who does things with certainty. That's about you, and it's about what you want. I'm the kind of person who is totally confident in any situation. Other people see me because I am totally confident. I walk into any room and I'm totally confident. So those are some examples of suggestions and how you can reframe your inner dialogue. And there's so many suggestions embedded in this hypnosis audio that I made that I'm sure you can totally boost your confidence. Because like I said earlier, you seem like a person who wants to totally boost their confidence. The next thing that you can do is you can time travel to your future self, and you're going to borrow the power. It's almost like you're going to do a confidence download of your most unstoppable, unlimited self. Because we were all born limitless. We were taught limitations. Now it's time to be limitless again. And this means you can download confidence. So imagine your confident future self standing behind you as you're in a nice state, a little bit of an altered state, just feeling some calm. That's all. And as your confident self grabs your shoulder, you can imagine that and start to download confidence through your whole body. So confidence is going from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And you can even imagine that this confidence has a color, if you want. And imagine this color going through your whole body. And you can breathe in, and as you exhale, you can imagine that color sinking in deeper and programming your mind and your body to have this unstoppable and unlimited amount of confidence. So that's how you can do a confidence download with your future self. You can also drop any past doubts or worries. So the way you can do this is you can imagine any of your doubts or worries. The words are written on different stones. So you can spend a few moments, a minute or two, you can imagine in your mind writing any of your doubts and worries on stones. And once you have all of this written down, you can imagine that there's a river, a stream, some sort of flowing water, or somewhere where you can just toss these stones and they're let go. And then the further the stones go away, you bring in that positive emotion of confidence. So that's an easy way to get rid of past doubts, past worries, get rid of that old emotion that you used to have, and you start to bring in more and more confidence because you are a person that does things with certainty, aren't you? Now, the unconscious mind, it loves repetition, and it's the domain of your emotions. It stores all of your emotions. So if you can use repetition to install this habit and imprint this belief with an emotion, then you can feel it as you say it. So anytime in the future you're doing something with confidence, you can say to yourself, so this repeats in your mind, and really feel that emotion, and that's going to imprint that confidence more and more easy and more effortless. The next thing, you can imagine yourself going into a room and feeling totally confident. So imagine yourself stepping into a version of you. So step into a version of you that fills a room with certainty, with confidence, feeling at peace, with relaxation, whatever you want to feel. Step into that self and imagine yourself walking around that room and notice who's there and notice all the people see you as confident as you're walking through that room. And you can spend a few minutes doing that. Like I said, these are in the hypnosis audio. So if you want to not only just imagine yourself doing this now, you can use this hypnosis audio to create so much confidence. That's why the hypnosis is called hypnosis, to boost your confidence. And the other thing is you want to create a confidence loop suggestion. So you already have the hypnotic seed planted, and now you're going to create a confidence loop suggestion. So you can think of something like this. Every day your confidence is growing, even if you're not consciously thinking about it. Imagine that. Every day your confidence is growing, even when you're not consciously thinking about it. Another way to install this confidence loop suggestion is to know that when you wake up, you're going to have unlimited amounts of confidence. When you eat breakfast, when you eat lunch, when you communicate with people at work, when you communicate with your family, and when you go to sleep. Remember, during the first one I talked about, you can have this suggestion for you when you wake up, when you go to sleep, and your mind can think about it while you're sleeping. So to create the confidence loop suggestion, you can imagine when you wake up, it will remind you to be confident. When you go to sleep, it will remind you to be confident. And when you go to sleep, you're going to be reminded that you're confident. So that means at many different parts of the day, you're reminded that your confidence is growing even when you're not consciously thinking about it, because you have that hypnotic seed planted in your mind and you have this confidence loop suggestion. Now, the other important thing here is when you wake up, you're in a natural, altered, hypnotic state. When you're about to fall asleep, you're in a natural, hypnotic, altered state. And while you're sleeping, your unconscious mind is preserving and running your body. So in order for it to preserve and run your body, give yourself a good suggestion before you go to sleep, like you are totally confident. You're a person who does things with certainty. And that's how you'll create this confidence loop suggestion when you wake up, when you go to sleep, and as you're sleeping. And naturally, if you do that when you wake up, it'll carry through the day. Then as you go to sleep, it'll continue to carry as you sleep because your mind will thinking that. And then when you wake up, you'll naturally and automatically be thinking about that, all that confidence, because your mind was doing that while you sleep. And you can even use this confidence loop suggestion with any of the other techniques that I mentioned here. And during the hypnosis audio, I really embed this suggestion at the end of the audio. So it's really interesting to listen to, as long as you're really curious and have an open mind. So confidence isn't something that can't be obtained. It's a mental strategy, and you have the hypnotic seed of confidence. So pick out something here and do it every single day. And write down your results. Write down the benefits of doing this every single day, and do this for 30 days. Do it for 1 month. And then notice all the benefits that you have. So make sure to share this with someone who will benefit as well. And listen to that hypnosis audio that's in the description of the episode. If you haven't already, you can go ahead and rate the podcast wherever you are listening. This will help it get into the minds of many others. I really appreciate you listening, so I hope to see you on the next episode.